It was a Tuesday in February 1957. The air in Philadelphia was crisp and cold. In the city, children played stickball in the streets. Families gathered around their new television sets. It was an age of post-war optimism, of shiny new appliances and carefully curated normalcy. But on the outskirts of the city, in a place called Fox Chase, where the city began to fray into fields and woodland, a different America was hiding. A darker, quieter America. Stay tuned and let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to American True Crime Files Edition on YouTube for chilling stories like this. Let's get into it. It was there that a young college student, chasing a rabbit for his biology class, would stumble upon a sight that would shatter that illusion of peace forever. Just off Susquehanna Road, in a secluded, trash-strewn gully, lay a large cardboard box that had once held a baby's bassinet. And inside that box was a small, thin boy, about 4 years old. He was wrapped in a cheap, threadbare blanket. His hair had been recently crudely cut. He was dead. The police were called. The scene was one of profound neglect, but also of a strange, terrible care. The body had been washed. His fingernails were clean and neatly trimmed. This was not a child who had been simply dumped. He had been placed. It was a final, heartbreaking gesture from someone who knew this boy, but could not, or would not, give him a proper goodbye. The investigation began with a desperate, citywide question. Who was this child? His photo was plastered on the front page of every newspaper, on flyers, on milk cartons. It was a haunting image, a beautiful little boy with soulful eyes and a slight, almost shy smile. The public responded with an outpouring of grief and tips. Hundreds of leads poured in. Was he a missing child from a nearby state? A foreign adoptee? Had he been kidnapped? But every lead dissolved into nothing. No one came forward to claim him. He was a ghost. The most basic question, his name, remained a terrifying mystery. He was buried in a potter's field, a nameless soul. But the detectives on the case, men like Detective Sam Weinstein, refused to let him be forgotten. They called him America's unknown child, and they vowed to find the answer. Theories swirled, each more chilling than the last. One of the most persistent involved a nearby foster home for children. A social worker reported seeing a similar-looking boy there just before the discovery, a boy who then vanished. The home was run by a strict, imposing woman the children called The investigation focused on her. Had this boy died under her care? Had she, in a panic, disposed of the body to cover up neglect or abuse? Detectives questioned her for hours, but she was a fortress. She denied everything. Without a body, without a name, they had nothing to hold her on. The lead, like so many others, grew cold. Years turned into decades. The case file grew thick with dead ends and what-ifs. But the boy in the box never truly left the public consciousness. His face was a permanent scar on the city's memory. Then, in the early 2000s, a break, not from a new witness, but from science. The boy's body was exhumed. Modern forensic technology could now speak for him in ways it never could in 1957. DNA was extracted. It told a story of his ancestry. It ruled out certain family connections. A forensic artist created a new, hauntingly lifelike bust, giving the world a three-dimensional vision of the boy they sought to identify. The case was reopened, not with the sledgehammer tactics of the 1950s, but with the precise, patient tools of a new century. And with this new life breathed into the investigation, a new, and perhaps most credible, lead emerged. It came from a woman we will call Martha. She had been a child herself in the 1950s, living in a house of profound horror with her parents. Her story was a confession decades in the making, whispered from a deathbed of guilt and trauma. She claimed her parents had purchased the boy from his birth mother. He was not wanted. He was given a new name and became a secret, a prisoner in their home. He was kept in the basement, abused and neglected. He was, Martha said, her mother's whipping boy. One day, after a particularly violent beating, he was gone. Her mother told her he had been returned. But Martha always suspected the truth. She described, in vivid, painful detail, the cardboard box. The bassinet box that had been stored in their basement. The same box the boy was found in. She even led investigators to the very spot, the house where this nightmare had unfolded. It was a compelling, horrifying account. It fit the facts. It explained the clean body, the trimmed nails, a mother, even a monstrous one, performing a final, twisted act of care. It explained the crude haircut, a desperate attempt to alter his appearance even in death. It explained why no one ever reported him missing. He was never supposed to exist. But a story is not proof. Martha's account was detailed, but it was uncorroborated. Her parents were long dead. There were no records of this transaction, no birth certificate for this purchased child. The physical evidence from the house was gone, lost to time and renovation. The DNA from the boy could not be matched to Martha's family. Her story remained just that, a story. A terrifyingly plausible one, but one that could never be proven in a court of law. And so, the mystery endures. The boy in the box remains America's unknown child. His case is a gaping wound in the history of American crime. Why does it haunt us so deeply? It is the ultimate violation of trust. A child is the most vulnerable form of life. Society's entire contract is built on their protection. This case represents a total breakdown of that contract. He was not just murdered. He was erased. He had no name, no birthday, no one to claim him. In the end, he belonged to all of us because he belonged to no one. He lies today in a proper grave in Ivy Hill Cemetery, finally given a name on his headstone. America's unknown child. The community, the detectives who never forgot him, they became his family. They tend to his grave, leaving toys and flowers. They ensure he is not forgotten. The case remains open. A dedicated team of investigators at the Vidocq Society, a group of retired detectives and forensic experts, still meets, still pores over the faded files, still chases the faintest of leads. They do this for one simple reason. Every child deserves a name. Every life deserves to be accounted for. The story of the boy in the box is not just a mystery. It is a promise that we will not look away from the most vulnerable among us. A promise that even the most silent voice deserves to be heard. And a promise that as long as there is a single person left who remembers his face, the search for his name is not over. Subscribe to American True Crime Files and hit the bell for deep dives into the world's most chilling, unsolved cases. New episodes every week.